I get this question a lot from GCN students, and I specifically got this one very recently, so I thought I wanted to do a video on it. How do you overcome the fear of failure? The fear of failure can really hold you back and keep you playing small, and I don't want that. But here's what I do want you to know. Number one, it's common, it's normal. It happens to everybody. We all have a fear of failure, so you're not alone. I think that's the most important thing to just, okay, fear of failure is something we all deal with. How does Maria deal with that in her business? That was the question that people asked. This is what worked for me to help me overcome my fear of failure. And I almost feel like overcome is the wrong word, because I think you always have the reality that failure could happen, but I can truthfully say that I'm not afraid of failure. So I guess in that sense, I have overcome the fear of failure. Like, I'm genuinely not afraid to fail at all. And I want to talk about how I got there. So for what it's worth, that's what we're going to do here today. Tip number one, I want you to play out the worst case scenario. Think of like the worst possible way anything could go right, whatever you're worried about. Play out the worst case scenario. Like, really let yourself go there. And I want you to write it down. Don't just think it in your brain. Put it to pen and paper. Really write it all down. Think about all the details. And then what you're going to do is you're going to circle the things you can control, and you're going to cross out the things you can't control. So you're making your list, you're getting detailed notes on all the things you're afraid of. Circle what you can control, cross out what you cannot control. I'm going to do an exercise. We're going to do it here together. So I'm going to do it with you. Let's say your fear is, I am launching soon and I have a fear that it's going to flop. I'm really worried about a flop launch. So we start writing out all the details. What are we afraid of? I'm worried nobody will buy. I'm worried nobody's going to comment on my posts. I'm worried people are going to think I'm weird. I'll do all this work and nothing will come of it. And then what we're going to do is we'll go back and we'll circle the things that I can control. Things I can control is how I'm going to show up, the energy that I'm going to choose to post with. What can't I control? I can't control if people buy. I can't control if people think I'm weird. I can't control if I don't get as many comments as I would like. So the things you can't control aren't things you have to worry about. Now, it might not make the fear go away, but it helps you compartmentalize so your actions can focus on the things you can control. Tip number two, shift your mindset. This is probably the biggest one that made the biggest difference for me personally. And one of my favorite mantras is, I don't fail until I quit. I've said that for years, probably almost 10 years. I've almost been an entrepreneur for 10 years, if you can believe it. 2023, it'll be officially 10 years. And if you think about it, it's true. I have not failed until I quit. I can keep tweaking it. I can keep optimizing it. I can keep trying, but my failure is only solidified when I quit. It's kind of like investing in the stock market. You might go through a couple of years where there's a recession and it looks like all your stocks are way down and your investment portfolio is just tanking. But if you don't sell, if you stay in the market, if you don't quit the market, it'll eventually go up. It'll eventually rise back. The only way you solidify your failure or the stocks going down, the loss, is if you sell, if you quit, if you get off the roller coaster. So what you're going to tell yourself is, I don't fail until I quit, because that's a statement of truth. So I very, 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 very rarely brag on myself. I don't think I brag on myself very much at all. But here's what I will brag. I'm going to brag on myself for a hot minute. And I am going to say that something I have that I don't think many people do have is a spirit of perseverance. You cannot get me to quit. There have been very few things in my life that I have quit on. And the only reason I quit on them was because it was a stupid idea to do in the first place. And I did it, I tried for at least 6 months to make it work. So I really believe this spirit of perseverance is how I've been able to build all the different things I've been able to build. A huge Facebook group of 150,000 ideal clients, a huge email list with 200,000 subscribers, a 7-figure company. I was able to build all those things because I had that attitude of, I do not fail until I quit. Do you know how many people were in my Facebook group when I started? One, my sister. But I didn't stop growing my group, and eventually I had 150,000 people in it. And by the time you're watching this video, it'll probably be closer to 200,000 because I know it's going to grow because I don't fail until I quit. So don't quit and you won't fail. Third thing, also really, really important. Make your peace with failure. It's okay to fail. Just remove the negative association you have with failure and accept that there's 100% going to be something that you're going to fail at. Like, it's just gonna happen. It's normal. It's okay. Failure is part of being an entrepreneur. It's how we learn. I don't know a single successful entrepreneur that hasn't had some sort of failure in some way, shape, or form, some sort of a learning lesson at some point in their life. But you know what the really successful entrepreneurs say? It wasn't even a failure. In the eyes of the world, it might have been a failure. In the eyes of my partner, it might have been a failure. But it actually really wasn't a failure because I learned so much from it, and it taught me what I needed to know to get to this point where I am now. Here's a little nugget that I have found to be very helpful as I grow my business. I have detached my self-worth from what's going on in the business. So I don't think of myself as better or worse if I have a good month or a bad month. I don't think of myself as better or worth more if I'm making X or I'm making Y, if my leads are coming in the way I want them to or they're not. I have worked very hard to detach my sense of self-worth, my worthiness, does not come from my success as an entrepreneur. So if my worthiness doesn't come from who I am as an entrepreneur, then failure doesn't mean it's nothing to be afraid of. It's something I have made peace with. I know there's going to be big F-ups in my business, probably a lot as I scale from 7 to 8 figures. That's what I'm doing now is I'm scaling my $1 million company to a $10 million company. Do you think we're going to make mistakes along the way? 100%. Am I going to fall flat on my face and probably embarrass myself? Probably, but it's okay because it doesn't define my worth as a human. It's okay. Most people watching this video are typically at the beginning stages of their business because when you're a more seasoned entrepreneur, you've come to peace more with entrepreneurship and failure and how that all works together. So if you're just getting started in your business, you're probably looking for some wins. You want some maybe quick cash wins. You're looking to get a couple clients. You're looking to have some form of encouragement in your business. And if that's the case, I would love to gift you a spot into my workshop that I'm hosting. In this workshop, what I do is I basically walk you through how I took my business from like 1 or 2 clients a month to signing over 70 clients every single month. It's a super awesome workshop. One lady said, Maria, I got more from this free workshop than I did from a course that I paid for. It's a really good workshop. It's gonna walk you through how I attract clients, they come to me and they're like, yes, I'm in, I'm ready, I had to pay in full, give me the link to sign up. All my processes for running a successful, profitable business, a business that makes me money. It's all in that workshop. I'd love for you to save a spot. You can just go to mariawendt.com/workshop, save your seat there. Super helpful. I'll see you there. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it and found it helpful, leave a like. If you're worried about failure, you want to continue this conversation further, leave a comment below. Let me know what's going on. I'll do my best to reply to all the comments. I am still a baby channel, so I should still be able to get to every comment. If you haven't already subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button and I'll see you in the next video.